What's going on, everybody? Simplify Home Guy with Real Estate Brokers of Alaska. Hey, I wanted to know something real quick. Do y'all want to hear Simplify Home Guy, or do y'all want to hear my actual name? I don't know because, I know I am starting to transition from agent to associate broker or broker. I still ain't made up my mind yet. But anyway, which one do y'all want to hear? Let me know. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands here. Anyway, let's just get right on into it, folks. You know what time it is. Okay, what do you want to save up for next? Have a savings account, personal and business. And this one is share your story of why you got into real estate. We're going to go with 295. Why I got into real estate. Okay, to be my own boss. Because sometimes when you work for other people, they don't always. Okay, the thing I like about real estate is kind of, in a way, not exactly like the military, but it is like the military in the way of my broker has been a salesman or a saleswoman or a salesperson or a sales non whatever you want to call it. I ain't got time. Whatever. But your broker has been in your shoes before. I sell land. My broker sells homes. So at least OC, has been in my shoes. When I was in transportation and trucking, my dispatcher never drove a truck. So he didn't understand how it felt to drive a truck. He didn't understand what it was like to be away from home sometimes. And those are sacrifices that you make, you making getting into trucking. But sometimes the people that are supposed to be above you don't understand that. They don't understand, hey, these guys are out here away from home, whatever. Anyway, be my own boss because I understand my situation. He doesn't. Another reason why I got into real estate is because helping others. Now, this may sound cliche or stupid, but I kind of like seeing the look on somebody's face when you hand them the keys to their brand new house or their house, or you hand them the paper saying this land is yours. It's yours to build on. I kind of love looking at people as they go through that journey, being able to just walk them through it, talk them through it. But I put helping others too. Help myself, because the more I help others, the more I get help, the more I learn more about myself, the more I learn how to overcome certain challenges with others. I kind of see a little bit of that in myself. Another one is leave a legacy. Now, this is going to be one of those where it's like forward planning. I don't have kids right now. I don't have a wife. But once I do have a wife, once I do have kids, I can pass my business on to them. I can pass on, if I do start my brokerage, I can pass my brokerage on to my kids. I couldn't pass a truck on to my kids. You can't pass a job at Home Depot on to your kids, or Lowe's, or Ace, or Lumber Liquidators, wherever. You can't pass that job on to your kids, but I can pass on a brokerage. I can pass on real estate. I can pass on, if I ever decide to go ahead, stop being lazy, and start that mortgage and insurance business. I can pass those things on to my kids. All they have to do is either A, go get licensed, or B, they can sell the business. And really all you're selling is a database of clients and other stuff. So share your story of why you got into real estate. This one hasn't exactly happened yet, but it is about to. Work with my mother. Now, my mother got her, I think it's her master's in interior design. So I've always wanted to work with my mom. I always wanted to bring my mother into what I do. Couldn't do that when I was driving the truck. Trust me. She would have killed me or I would have left her somewhere because she would have just talked too much. But in this setting, I can bring my mother in as the chief designer. As a client is building their home, I can now bring her in. I can put my mother on the payroll. That sounds so horrible. I can put my mother on the payroll. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. my mother, if I whatever I decide to do, whether it's just keep my business under Real Estate Brokers of Alaska, or I start my own brokerage, or I start something outside the brokerage, my mother will have a little bit of she won't have a controlling interest because God forbid. Share your story of why you got into real estate. Yeah. Freedom. As in, I can choose my schedule. I can decide when I want to work, where I want to work, who I want to work with, where I want to hang my license, where I don't want to hang my license. When you drive a truck, you don't have those options. It's go where we tell you to go, or we'll find someone else to do the job for you. In real estate, if I don't want to work with a client, I don't have to take that listing. I don't have to take that client. I can refer them to somebody else. That's always a good one. Okay, share your story. Here's a really good one. Control my destiny or narrative. Let me explain. And I know some wrestling fans are going to see control your narrative and they're going to freak out because they're probably thinking about, controlling your narrative or controlling your destiny. I control how much I make. Now, of course, something that does have a little bit of bearing on that is the market. Are people buying right now? Are people selling right now? Are people just holding off? Right now, we're headed into Thanksgiving and Christmas, and some people are just like, we're going to wait. But other than that, I technically control what I do. I can make as much as I want. I can work what I want. I can work as hard as I want, or I can work as little as I want. I'm not controlled by anybody else. And of course, the narrative, when you come, if you're in trucking and you don't want to work 7 days a week, it's usually drivers don't want to work, or it's usually drivers are lazy, or whatever. Or you should want to be on the road 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, or 5 weeks at a time. And if you don't want to be, then you're lazy. I can control my narrative at this point, and I love it. Share your story of why you got into real estate. I was about to spell that wrong. Challenge. I'm a shy person. I don't talk to people a lot. I don't really get along with a lot of people. So I wanted to challenge. I wanted to force myself to be more sociable. I want to force myself to experience new things. And trust me, when you're in real estate, you're in situations that you really don't get into in other forms of life or other walks of life, except for probably the legal side. And besides that, I kind of want to challenge myself to get out the truck, do new things, meet new people. Real estate has really allowed me to do that. So we're coming up on 10 minutes. Page 295. Done.